So I am back for the part 3 of my series for the Mintay Merry and Bright. This was my 6x6 paper pack, and here is what I have left of scraps. I have 4 little ones of this. That is it. So they are in the trash. So how I did this was, I'll go through these. I used this sketch from Freshly Made Sketches number 503, and it just had this very simple, very clean looking sketch. So I thought, well, how can I best use that? And these were those little cut aparts that were on the sheet, and I was like, you know what? I was trying to figure out what to do with them. I was trying to add them, if you saw part 2, I was trying to add them in there. So I wound up using this Hero Arch postage stamp die here and cut out the 3, and I had some little scraps left over from maybe from like part 1 or some of the other ones, I'm not really sure. So I thought, you know what, use them up. The layers in the back were just 1/4 panels I had. All of these holly leaves, I'll put the link and the name down below. This may be a Hero Arts or Sizzix, I don't know. And then the background looked like it needed something, so I used the Greeteries Nordic Frames die. It was the largest one. And I did this in part 2, and I decided to just leave all of those. I didn't punch out the dots. So the leaves on the holly leaves can be, I show how in my fall leaves, how I give these all some dimension. They're kind of flattened out right now, like, because I had them all compacted down for storage. So that was what I did for the card design number 3, and you can see I got 8 out of that. So then from there I moved on to these ones, and this is a design I've seen this. These cards don't want to stay over here. I did one else similar to this, and I know there was a sketch, and I don't remember where it went. But these were the cut aparts that were, I believe, on the front and back page of that paper pack. And I had fussy cut around them. And again, the red was some scrap I had left from I don't even know where. So I used some more of this Hobby Lobby, I think it's a metallic gold shimmer paper in the back. I hate my thing just keeps moving. It's just a shimmer in the back. I just used a scrap of the green to kind of like anchor this down, and then I just put them as, like, you know, almost like you would fan out playing cards. And the ribbon is one I've gotten, I believe, just from like a Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something. It's just a grosgrain. It's not the bright red. It's a more like an aged red, not burgundy, but a darker Christmas red. So I got 4 out of that. That's how I used those up. And that blue in the back was the last full sheet I had of paper from that paper pack. So then from there I had gotten, these were 4 by 5 1/4, so I had 2-inch strips left. And from there, I decided to use this Operation Right Home Sketch 28. And I liked this because it had just these strips in here. And if you do paper packs a lot like I do, you know, or sketches and any sketches and stuff, you always get these strips, it seems like, left. And this was great because it called for, these are a 1/2-inch strip here. And from doing my 5 1/4 cuts, I had 3/4-inch strips. So from the scraps I had left from the first card, where I cut the paper incorrectly, and this blue paper, I was able to get 5 cards out of what was basically the scraps. What you're seeing here are the 2-inch strips, and then I only had 8 strips of the white that is showing here. And I had to find a way to stretch it out. So how I did it was, these were 3-inch strips, and I cut them and I stretched them out to over here. So that was how I did it for these two. But then I was one short for this one. And the blue backs up to this red with the stars on it. So what I did was I flipped it over on some of these strips. I had these strips here. And I used some of the strips from this. This paper was cut, like I said, 4 by 5 1/4. So I had a 2-inch strip left here, which was these ones. So I had the 4 left to do these strips, but I had to use the 3/4 inch strip. So I did them on here, but these were 1/2 inch. So I was able to get 1/4 of an inch off so I could stretch it for these ones. So this one is using the 3/4 inch strip from the blue, and I just mixed and matched other papers in to give me something that was similar. I didn't have to do it in exact, it was just something similar. So there was that one. And then these 4, like I said, I had that little bit of a strip, and I wound up cutting them. I forget how or why it wound up getting into that little bit of a strip. I think maybe I cut, no, but I wound up with, so this was this. So this was the back of this blue, but they're very thin, so I did them that way in 5s. And I did these 3 to exactly match, and then these 2 were another match. And these were done in the 3-inch. Somehow I was able to stretch it. I took one, because these are 4 inches. So I had 2-inch strips left, and that's where I got these and what was here. And I had to cut these down from 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch. So that's why I have these thin strips, because these are 4 inches by 1/2 inch. So I used the 1/4 inch that are here and cut in half. And that gave me 1, 2, and I only had, the 4 sheets. So then I had to do 3, 2, so this was 1, 2, 3, I guess, and a half. I'll be honest, I don't remember now. I should have taped it when I went through. I did use for these, the sentiments look like they really kind of needed something. So that's where I brought in this Greeteries crimped rectangle die to give me for the sentiment, and it gives just that little bit of extra something. And my stupid phone is moving again on this stand I have. Apologize. So this gives that little bit of a dent around there, which makes it, a little bit different. The Merry and Bright came from this Recollections one, and they just had a number of 642217, so I don't really have a name for that. And I've used this poinsettia die before. It's the layered poinsettia from Penny Black, and I was trying to do them in this like red color that is the same as the background, but they really just blended in. So I took some cream paper, and I have the mini cubes of the distressed ink from Tim Holtz, and I just took the cube and I kind of gave them like there's striations, or whatever you call it, like little striping in there. If you ever look at poinsettias, they're never really a true color. They do the leaves change to the red or white or whatever the color is. So I just added that in there. That was the warm lipstick color. And the background of this, I thought it was like a limey green shimmer paper. Well, it's like a vellum. It was really thin. And it's weird, like if it's sitting at a certain angle, it almost looks gold. I just picked that up at a random expo. I have no idea what brand that could be. So there are my 5 cards made from the scraps. So I will do a final count once this is done. In my title, I will list how many total cards I got out of this. And keep in mind, part 2 was 5 by 7 cards, and I still got a lot. There was 24 in that one. you're looking at 2, 4, 8 and 5 is 13. I got 17 here. And I don't even remember how many I got in the first one. Was it 8? I don't even know. I'll add it all up and put it in there. So I'm hoping you got some inspiration out of this. This will wrap up this. I still have my 12 by 12 that I did not use. So when I get into that one, I will make them into part like 4 and like thereafter, just so you can see how to use the Mintay Merry and Bright paper. So I appreciate your time watching. I hope you get inspired and will leave me a thumbs up. Again, there's a subscribe button down below if you're not knowing what you do with that. That's going to give you putting it into your feed as my new videos come up, so you can see more inspiration as I'm loading it. So I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you next time.